Hey guys, sorry for the weird lighting. Today, I want to talk about what to do with your old samples. Now, here's the thing. When you first start out as a copywriter, your portfolio is going to be full of spec ads, right? Of course, because you need to demonstrate your ability to get work. You need to demonstrate your ability to write copy well in order to get work, and then that work will get you more samples. So first step is going to be a lot of spec pieces in your portfolio. Next step, as you get more work, is you're going to start swapping out the spec pieces for actual produced work that people have paid you to do. And then as you get further and further in your career, you're going to end up with a lot of samples, because remember, you've got a good system, so you're keeping the samples from every project, right? You're hanging on to the produced work that you've done for everything. So at a certain point, you're not going to need to put absolutely everything up on your website. You don't want, if you have 10 emails from a client or something like that, you don't need to put all 10 up. You do want to show depth and breadth of experience, of course, but maybe on your portfolio, you're saying that this is a sampling of your projects, and you have maybe a couple of emails, a couple of landing pages, a couple of websites, a couple of email funnels, that kind of thing. You're going to get to a point where you have covered all the bases and you still have extra samples. So what do you do with that? Well, first of all, you want to put it on your schedule to regularly be evaluating what is on your portfolio site, what samples you have up there, because you want to make sure that they are always the very best of the best. If you do work for a client and it's so freaking sensational, and you have another piece on your site that you're like, you know what, that's good, but it's not as good as this one, then swap out the new one. Put the new one in there. But I do want to say, when you take pieces off of your portfolio site, or if there's pieces that you're like, this is really good, but I don't have room for it on my portfolio, you still need to have a place to keep these samples, because and a place that you will always keep these samples, whether it's a Google Drive, whether it's Dropbox, whether it's whatever. It should be in the cloud, so you don't have to worry about your computer dying and you losing samples. That has happened to me. You want to keep all of the stuff that you produce. Now, some of these pieces you may never end up looking at again, but some of these pieces you may be going to work with a client and they're like, have you done anything like this before? And you think, oh my God, I actually have an email from 5 years ago for a client in this type of industry that is going to be a great example of the work that I've done, or something along those lines. You want to be able to you want to have all of these pieces at your disposal, all of the stuff that you've done over the course of your career, so that you can pull them out to highlight them as need be. And the only way to do that is if you make a concerted effort, and it's not even an effort, it's not that hard, but just make it part of your system to save all of your samples in one centralized location and keep consistently putting them in there. And then again, maybe once a quarter, evaluate your portfolio site and make sure that it still has your very best pieces up there. And if not, then swap in the new pieces that are even better than the old ones. But take the old ones, and I mean, system-wise, they should already be in your main folder, but in your main samples folder, but make sure that they're in there. Believe me, do yourself a favor now at the beginning of your career to consistently keep all of your samples. It will come in handy, I promise you. So be consistent, stick with it, start doing it now, and you'll be glad you did.